Greetings, everyone. My name is Ruth. Welcome to the Violet Flame Global Shift. Today, we're going to be doing questions from Tarot on the Firmament. And we're going to be asking Spirit to bring us information concerning certain either biblical texts and then certain allegations as well about the type of sky we have. Is it crystalline? Is it just atmospheric? Is space linear or is space dimensional? And I'm going to show you a fascinating video from a woman who actually has been doing some biblical research. She's new to the Bible, but she's been doing it from a quantum physics perspective. So I'm going to share that video with you. I have some texts here that raise some questions of how maybe modern day science has been explaining it, and some questions arising from there. So welcome on to this beautiful live. The rain is pouring down, but it is still a beautiful day. I actually love the rain. Richard says, howdy, 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 howdy. How are you doing? I hope Maine is getting a little bit better weather today than we are. But yeah, I am looking forward to going out in the rain and door dashing after this. Let's do some housework as we get other people onto the live. First, let's do this. Please subscribe if you're enjoying my content. It means a lot to me, even the little thumbs up that you give. Click the bell if you wish to get notified. If you're watching on Rumble, thank you so much. There's a link in the description box to go to this YouTube channel if you want to ask questions. And if you know of anyone who wishes to have a private reading with me, I can do it through Zoom or email. Thank you to everyone who's booked readings with me. I really enjoy that. Shauna's here. Good morning. Good morning. Lots of rain in Maine. Yeah, lots of rain here in Virginia too. Lots and lots. But it's good because some of those Canadian wildfires had put a cloud cover over Virginia. I don't know if Maine got that, but there was a mist of weird cover, and the news had said it was from the Canadian wildfires. So thank you very much, Shauna. But I just love it. All right. After this, for the members, the financial predictions for the extended reading, we're going to be looking at gold, silver, and crypto. And if any of you wish to bring in your own questions, your own investments, stock market, as well as Social Security or your payments, anything that you wish to hear from Spirit on financial predictions, there is a link in the chat box. There's also a link in the description box. Go ahead and just find the membership link. It says membership. Click that if you wish to join us. But if you can't make it, just trust that everything you need will come to you. All right, I want to thank Shauna for this video, and I want to jump right into it. The firmament. What is the firmament? This is not a flat earth or global video right now, but I have been all of them in the course of my research. I've been this shape, this shape, this shape. I'm currently exploring the realm of dimensions. And so I'm going to be bringing that into, like, is it either or is there even a possible other reality? So we're going to see what the cards say, but I want to keep us an open mind. I want to embrace all beliefs. I mean, this live is called Global Shift, and I do that because most of the world sees it as a globe, and I'm also willing to embrace all parts. But there was a time too when I truly believed in a dome and a worlds beyond and a flatter surface, and I still lean toward that way. But I'm open to research, and I'm also feeling dimensions, something about, and I'm going to share that with these scripture verses here. Let me pull up this video. Thank you for sharing it with me, Shauna. Joe says, hey, Ruth. Hey, hey, hey. Shauna says, I only heard about these fires here for the first time. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, we were told that last week that Virginia was going to have a cloud cover of Canadian wildfires. My intuition is on and off about it. Like, is that just a cover? But anyway, let's get started. All right, make sure you put in the chat if you cannot hear this. Let me get started. This is from K-Paw G. Okay, K-Pod G. And I want to share the actual original audio so that you can hear it.
Firmament, the waters above, and cosmic fish. Let's start with the firmament. This is a video from one of the most popular celestial accounts on TikTok. He is a glober. He accidentally shows us the firmament and doesn't even realize that is frosted glass. Look at that. If you have no idea what the firmament is, Haven's gonna walk us through really quick. Genesis 1:6, and God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." It's often understood as a solid dome or expanse that separates the waters above from the waters below. And we know it's a dome because the Hebrew word translates to expanse or dome. The Greek further solidifies this, and we've always known that we live in a semi-flat realm with a dome-shaped covering. You can literally see waves of water going over the moon in like every telescope video. Look in the craters, you can see the water bubbling up in them and blinking. This is what stars actually look like in telescopes. Firmament Guy also showed us these galaxies. You can tell they're definitely underwater. And look at these stars all around floating. This is bioluminescent water. We get this on Earth at certain times. Bottlenose dolphins in bioluminescent water. And wait for it. I can't get over this. I love the Northern Lights, and this just makes it so much better. In Alaskan folklore, they thought that the Northern Lights were cosmic fish or salmon swimming back home to the great wise bear. And Polaris, God's room, is a part of the bear constellation. Could this be the river of life? So now, knowing what we know, that the Bible never lies, there's waters above and a firmament, and there's legends about cosmic fish in multiple ancient cultures. Listen, I'm not saying that these are cosmic fish, but I don't think they're UFOs. The more I look at things, the more I'm just mind blown. He really took a bunch of darkness and created unfathomable beauty out of it. I don't even think we've scratched the surface on what God has done. Do you guys want to see proof of the firmament, the waters above, and
Okay. That is definitely raising some questions about what kind of atmosphere or what kind of life we are living here on this planet. So that is her opinion. It does not necessarily reflect the opinion of anyone on this live, but I feel that she's bringing some very good points about the ancient biblical texts. In Genesis 1, verse 6, it says, "And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day." Okay, so several of the questions we're going to ask is the firmament Earth's atmosphere? So let me preface this question first. In biblical science, for I was raised with science and the biblical community, and they look at the firmament as Earth's atmosphere. And that stratosphere that separated space from Earth was the firmament. And that it used to keep waters above, but then during Noah's flood, the firmament broke open and it began to rain. And that's how they describe the firmament from a biblical science perspective in modern day Christianity. So, question, is it an atmosphere? Is it a crystalline divide? Is it a water divide? Or is it an energetic divide? What is it? So we're going to ask Spirit just to give us a glimpse of the energy of the firmament. We're going to be asking, what are the waters above? There have been some people that have described space or other dimensions, and it's described in the 3D world as water, but it's a different kind of water. It's like a 5D water or a 6D water. It's not the exact water we have here, but it's a crystalline water. There are many references in the book of Revelation concerning the new Jupiter, the new Jerusalem coming, the 5D earth, that there is a crystal sea of glass, And there is the river of life, clear as crystal. A lot of crystals, a lot of gemstones, a lot of frequency bearing pieces of work, pieces of artifact that the Bible refers to as crystal. But that the 3D representation of something like a frequency? Are the stars solid 3D or realms? Are they plasma? Are they water? We're going to try to get the energy of the stars. Is space a linear distance, like we go for miles and miles and miles? Or do you actually have to jump through stargates? Do you have to jump through that water, that divide, that frequency portal? Is space a dimensional 3D reality? So those are the questions I have lined up. Feel free to put whatever questions you want in the chat. This is going to be a basic overview right now. We're not doing the ice wall. We're not doing like anything worlds beyond or flat earth. We're just doing like up and above. And if you noticed this painting of the Northern Lights, I did that when I was doing a paint class. There's a little being up there in the sky, and she's dancing in the Northern Lights, and there's a fire pit and the water. So I thought that would be a fitting picture for this live. Okay, Shauna says her real name is Kayla Hodgins. Thank you. The pose, real life and scientific questions, asking if there are any related biblical or texts relating to these topics. I wanted to try it, and it's a paid app. Okay, so pose real life and scientific questions. I don't know if they deleted one of your comments, Shauna, but the river of life. Yes, the river of life, cosmic fish. But it's you spoke about a paid app, but I don't see the beginning part of that comment. So go ahead and clarify if you wish. Yeah, I would love to see what this app says about real biblical texts or related to it. I did miss your previous comment. I apologize. I don't see it at all. Okay, maybe YouTube deleted it for some reason. All right, Haven. Okay, Shauna says Haven is a really cool app that includes many different versions of the Bible and all the omitted chapters, and the Ethiopian Bible with many chapters that were omitted. Okay, that's Haven if you all want to research the biblical text. Thank you. All right, Spirit, I asked to connect to the presence and spirit of truth for our best and highest good. Bring us peace, bring us clarity, bring us light, bring us crystalline frequencies to connect us to the energy of the heavens, the firmament. Give us a description of the firmament. Is it an atmosphere, a crystalline divide? Is it water? Is it frequency or energy? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, we are getting a kind of man-made structure here, or created structure. What's the energy of the firmament? The energy of the firmament, Spirit. We have the Hierophant. This is in a secret mission. The Hierophant can come up as man-made, man-created, man-ordained. This is not cosmic energy. This is a secret, high-tech, high-class type of technology, very secretive. We have the card of sadness, depression, anxiety. We have the Hanged Man in a difficult position, and I'm drawn to how his head is pointed down. And here he normally is getting enlightened, but with these cards, it's coming up as forced unenlightenment, like an enlightenment that's hindered. We're getting man-made, an enclosure. We're getting a trap. We're getting I was not expecting this, you all. This is a divide that was put up by the dark elite, by entities, a grid of some sort. The real firmament that is currently keeping us from the other dimensions is something that was created using the dark arts. Lack card and the Lover's card. Look how the angel's trying to protect this humanity, overseeing humanity, but when they come out together, it's the card of trying to suppress. This was created. I need another deck, you all, okay? I need another deck. And I'm just giving it to you raw. Take it as it resonates. This is definitely one level of firmament. That's a lower level of firmament above our app. So I asked to tap into Earth's atmosphere, okay? I asked to tap into Earth's atmosphere to see what this firmament is. But I tapped into some negative energies here. I tapped into the matrix, y'all. Four of Pentacles, different card. We have two Four of Pentacles from two different decks, which is the card of protection, and when the negative cards with it come up as an entrapment, a shield, holding something too close to you, lack of freedom, control. Spirit, can you give me a clarity on Earth's atmosphere? Okay, we have the High Priestess card that fell out, and we have the High Priestess card here. So this is confirmation. The cards in Spirit are saying, no, you're hearing accurately, Ruth. There is a dark agenda to close off Earth's atmosphere from the beautiful rest of space. Now, we're going to look at space and see what that is in a minute. But there is a shield around our Earth, and it is a betrayal to humanity's true nature, to our cosmic nature, to our star origins. And I'm seeing that verse in Job, and I saw it in the video. It's where the Bible verse that talks about the Arcturians, the Orions, and the Pleiadians. You know, there's a Bible verse. Oh, we're going to have to do a deep dive on those. We're going to have to do a deep dive on those. But the Bible talks about the Pleiadians, the Orions, and so there's some sort of barrier between us and the cosmic realm that was put up there with a negative agenda. Okay. Spirit, what is this barrier made out of? I'm seeing the word soul barrier, cosmic barrier. How is this barrier created in Earth's atmosphere? Okay, we have the Strength card, manipulation, ego. We have the Death card. So this is a barrier concerning incarnation, concerning souls, concerning the transition from one world to the other. This is like a veil. The Death Angel. Okay, now we're having the Hermit card. It is created as part of and allowed as part of humanity's soul journey to forget. But this is a barrier surrounding Earth that allows humanity to incarnate and to forget. This is about the energy of our soul's journey. To forget. It hinders our soul's journey. What's the energy, though, of this barrier? What is this firmament? What is this barrier? It's a block. It is a strategic block. And it is connected and hindering Earth's grid. Earth's electromagnetic grid. So it's interfacing with Earth's magnetic grid. Okay. So the true firmament or the true connection to space is connected to Earth's ley lines and Earth's magnetic grid. All right. Earth's magnetic grid creates the portals to stargates and the worlds beyond. There is another grid overlaid by dark entities or by the cabal, maybe even by satellites or 5G, that interfaces with the grid and sort of shuts those portals down. So right now, because I asked about Earth's atmosphere, there is a firmament or an energy grid that keeps our souls from traveling too far out of space or out into beyond. All right. Spirit, is that going to be taken down? I have heard allegedly that this is taken down by some mystics, but I forgot about it. I thought that this was down. Spirit. It's like it's interfacing with the real firmament. It's being worked on, spiritual warrior. There are holes in this firmament. There are starseed gaps and portals being created through that energy grid of the dark side. Look at that. Definitely some spiritual warriors able to pass through and beyond. You and your astral body are learning to pass through that portal and not get trapped. Yes. Yeah, there are definitely holes in that man-made firmament. Okay. So Spirit, what is the firmament here about the separation between waters from the waters? Can you give us clarity about this firmament, the true earth-based separation? Or should I say cosmic earth separation? It's her cosmic spiritual nature. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. Now, there are certain lines of thought that this God is translated Elohim, and that some of the Elohim might have created this in order to have more control over humanity. So I'm just going to put that out there. Take what resonates with you. But we have some cards coming in, flowing out. Past energy and a past offer, a past attempt, a past gift to humanity, a past presentation to humanity. Okay. So yeah, let's tap into the original design of Earth's grid and Earth's connection to space. King of Earth. Earth is a I'm hearing the words energetic fields. Okay, we have some stress coming up, but this isn't stress. This is the nighttime energy, the astral travel, the work in the astral realm, and the souls traveling through and from Earth into that dimension. So the message that I'm getting here is that Earth is an energetic field, and the actual firmament is supposed to be an energetic grid. And it's supposed to be an energetic field where people can pass through world to world. World to world. Tell me what this energetic firmament is of some sort. It's energy. What is it? What is it? Yeah, look. Energy, 8 of Wands, tremendous energy. I'm getting crystalline energy, crystal frequencies, and I'm getting it made out of it's like a very strong fighting warrior type of energy that's etheric, the ether. Okay, the ether, it's like very, very powerful, very, very powerful energy here. And it does have a 3D vibe to it. So this is how it looks in the 3D. So in the astral plane, it's an energetic grid. But what is this 3D Page of Pentacles? Okay, here we go. The water. So sometimes it appears like 3D water, but it's an elevated form of water. It's not our current water like this. It's a higher grade, elevated, raptured, you call it crystalline grade of some sort of a water. And that's how it appears on our 3D. So we are tapping into a crystalline type of water. That is being confirmed in the biblical text. the crystal sea, the sea of life, a very powerful frequency from the realms beyond. It's seen as a frequency, as an energy source, but in our 3D reality, we can only interpret it as like a crystalline water or a frequency kind of water. That is how people view space when they actually connect to it, or how we see it through the telescopes. That is confirmation. It is a presence in an energy grid, a force whereby souls can travel to the earth. And I'm hearing the words, they don't need permission when you have this energy grid. Souls can choose to come at their own time and in their own way. But with the other energy grid that interfaced with Earth's energy grid, this was like a dark entity blockage, and only certain souls could come, which is why we have a lot of miscarriages on the Earth, because the energy grid blocks certain souls and star seeds. You actually need sometimes angelic help to bring in souls, because the matrix was so strong. Incognito says, holy chalice type of water. Tell us about the Bible verse, please. Are you talking about the river of life? The Bible verse for the firmament is here, and God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And that's basically what it says. And then in the book of Revelation, and she mentions, the video mentions the Polaris later in the video. She mentions Polaris could very well be the throne of God. And in Revelation 22, so that's the first chapter of the Bible, talks about waters and the firmament. The last chapter in the Bible is Revelation 22. Interesting. You have Genesis 1 and then you have Revelations chapter 22. But in that last scripture, in verse 1, the last chapter in the Bible says, and he showed me a pure river of life, and he showed me a pure river of water of life as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God and of the Lamb. And then it says, in the midst of the street thereof, on either side of the river, was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. And there shall no more be a curse, but the throne of God and of the Lamb shall be there, and his servants shall serve him. And they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their forehead. And there will be no night. They have no need for a candle, neither light of the sun. The Lord God giveth them light, and they reign forever and ever. Yes. And in Revelation chapter 4, they talk about the elders being around the throne of God, and the throne, and before the throne there was a sea of glass like unto crystal. And in the midst of the throne and round about were the four creatures, the beasts. So those are the scriptures of river. Incognito says the river Styx. Shauna says about Pleiadians, Arcturians, and yeah, I don't have the exact scripture verse for that. I'd have to Google it. It's in Job somewhere. And Job is actually a very complicated scripture verse. I'll just see if my eye catches it here. It's a lot of... Job is actually the oldest book written in the ancient days. And so it would carry some of that ancient wisdom. Yeah, I can't find the scripture verse about the Pleiadians or Arcturians, but it is in here. I just have to find it because it's a very complicated book. He talks a lot, but yeah. All right. Richard says, heard that all the off-world ships developed for space travel by the secret U.S. government have more connection to an underwater device, aka submarine. Wow. Wow. And I have seen actual footage of actual UFOs where the ships go from the space and down into the water without blinking an eye. They just go from space to water and then from water and back up again. I saw those videos. So you're onto something. There's something about understanding the realm of space of a watery substance. And I think some scientists have tapped into the energy of how do we operate with this energy. Okay, let's go on to our next question. Okay. The waters above are a crystalline substance that are seen from the 5D realm as a frequency, but from our realm as a watery substance. So, Spirit, are the stars solid 3D, or are they realms of plasma, realms of light? Are they just simple balls of energy? What are the stars? Interesting. We have the energy here, victory, light. Okay, 6 of Wands is some sort of interaction. Look how the wands are interacting with each other. And then we have the Page of Cups that came out, which is again a watery substance, a plasma type energetic frequency. They do carry energy. These cards fell out. They do carry a lot of energy. Then we had the Devil card flip out as well. So I want to tap into a full spread about the stars. Spirit, what can you tell us about the stars? Okay, again, there's that conflict, the energy of light. We seem to have some sort of conflict going on about over the waters. This gate here is portals, gateways. This gate, I keep hearing they're gateways. They're gateways. Stars are some sort of energetic water, but they're gateways. They're portals. And we have, this is what that is. It's the travel card. Travel through the water. Tower. Jump. So I'm really getting the space movie Star Trek vibes of like jumping. What do you call that? That leap into space. 4 of Pentacles they've been heavily guarded. Space portals. Stars are like space portals to other realms. What are they portals to? Okay, the Sun card, extreme healing, and then we have the Leadership card. Okay, what are these realms to? What are they gateways? They're plasma or energetic gateways. They're not 3D. They're gateways. What are these gateways to? Look, the Fool card, the Portal card. What are they? Distance. Okay, worlds beyond. And now, oh, look in the Zodiac wheel. So all these, they're gateways. The stars are gateways to other realms, other dimensions, other places. And we see them on Earth as if they're far away. Let's go ahead and look now and see if it's linear or if it's actual dimensional. But the stars are some sort of energetic plasma that are portals to worlds beyond, to the planets beyond, to the star seeds. That's where we get the idea of a star seed. You're coming from a world beyond and you're coming through that star. But what I'm seeing here is that the stars are our 3D representation of what's really there. We see that from the 3D reality. But in the 3D reality, that's just our perspective. What's really happening is they're gateways, and our souls astrally travel through the stars. Wow. Okay, so now let's ask, is space a linear distance or a dimensional distance? A 5D reality? Or can you actually go to the stars with spaceships? Tell us about the distance to the stars. Okay, let's ask this. Is the distance to the stars that we have been told accurate? Are there really linear distances? Okay, we're getting a yes card, but we're also getting the water card. Are the distance to the stars actually accurate that we've been told by NASA, by other agencies, these light years? Thank you. King of Pentacles, excuse me. King of Cups. Okay. Justice card in the past. Center card is the spiritual traveler. Then we have the Five of Wands, which is conflict. Is the distance real? Is there linear distance to the stars? I'm getting a yes, but I'm getting that they were in the past. Spiritual warriors, soul families. But then I'm also getting with this Five of Wands some conflict over the distance. Some energetic blocks or energetic struggle to try to control this distance. What is the distance to the stars, Spirit? The earth grid, the energy grid. Further clarity, something about the matrix grid and the earth's pure energetic grid being in conflict over the distance. That's what I'm getting. Okay, there's the energy grid, the pure energy grid of earth, and there's the water. Okay, and then here's the energy of protection. Is there a 3D distance to the stars? Eight of Cups, travel, blocked, the star. Okay, I have to give it to you the way it's coming. There's some sort of travel to the stars in distance. Yes, there's some sort of travel. But the star people have blocked the travel, okay? Travel there is blocked from a 3D reality. I don't know what that means. But it is impossible to travel there in the 3D. We cannot do it unless we are in a actual spiritual frequency, or our craft have spiritual frequency, some sort of energetic frequency, working with the grid line of earth, something about the ley lines of earth here, working energetically, spiritually, dimensionally. Definitely with the star card, it's a dimensional travel, but dimensional travel has been blocked in the past by this energetic grid. So yes, it is possible to travel to the stars, but you have to be a plasmic being. You have to be able to go through the water. So if you can actually go through the water, you can travel to these stargates, these portals, and get there. But to actually create something 3D, it is blocked. It's like, no, look how her swords are blocked to the energy of the moon. And then we have the energy of the grid. The matrix grid has blocked us from traveling there. It's kept us to 3D. The matrix grid around the earth has kept us too much 3D, that if we had that grid taken away, we would interface with our light bodies much more easier, and we could travel to the stars, travel to other stargates. And that's what I feel a lot of scientists are exploring, is how to get beyond the matrix grid. And I'm going to be very honest with you. I really feel that this matrix grid is put up by a negative force working with humanity, but a negative entity, a dark elite spiritual force put this grid up to interface with the earth and keep trying to keep earth controlled. Warp speed. Yes, thank you. Okay, let me get your comments here. Incognito says, so if the sub is yellow, the Beatles were right. We really all do live in a yellow submarine. Yes, exactly, Incognito and the purple meanies. Warp speed, like the safe and effective connection there. It's a connection there. Beyond Mystic and Gene Decode got that the planet is more toroidal in shape and thus a hole or a vortex at the poles, and maybe that That's the portal to the other realms. The North Pole is definitely fascinating. There's a reason why one side and some dark elite went to the South Pole. These poles are a mystery of their own. So I totally agree with that. There's some sort of energy that is connecting to the shape of the earth that affects our reality. And it's not so much that we need to argue over the shape, it's that we need to understand our true earth. Incognito says, makes sense that the stars are blocked to 3D. And Shauna says, fascinating, Richard, Incognito, and Joe D. Make sure to hit the love button, thumbs up. Thank you. You guys are amazing. I wonder if Musk knows about the plasma rule regarding space travel. I wonder what his true agenda is there. If we have time, we'll pop into that. We'll pop into that because we also need to see. I have a suspicion that Mars and the moon are portals closest to the earth and are forming 3D realities, that because every planet has a evolutionary cycle where they start off more etheric. That's what the earth was in the age of hyperborealis. That was the first age of earth. We had other ages, but one of the first ages where we were actually very etheric. Then we entered Lemuria. We were very water, plasma, okay? And then Atlantis, we began coming 3D, and now we're in the post-Atlantean age. And each age can last like up to 25,000 years, 10 to 25,000 years. The different mystics and scriptures say differently. The Bible has the Atlantis in ages in a much more constricted format, several, like about 5 to 10,000 years, but there's evidence that it's been longer than that. The Vedic Hindu scriptures have it like a 25,000 year cycle. So we're in post-Atlantean age. And then we're going to be going into the age in a few thousand, 100 to 1,000 years. We're going to be going into the age of the 5D Earth. And that's the age of a lot more spirituality. So every planet goes through that. They go through the etheric, less etheric, the watery, and then the 3D, and then back to the etheric and back to the space type of. So Mars is like one step behind. Mars has a lot of etheric realm to it, but it's turning into a 3D. So when Mars becomes the 3D planet, we might very well be more etheric on Earth, and we can travel to Mars and incarnate back into Mars. But it's still around. So I think Elon Musk is preparing for Earth to hit that 3D reality so that we at the top of our, 3D, 5D switch can jump and go to the 5D Earth. And that's why a lot of people maybe that aren't connected to the ascension process, they want to go to Mars because Mars is going to be 3D and they'll be safe for another 1,000 years. They don't need to ascend with the ascension codes. They don't need to ascend into the spiritual realm. If their body is part AI, if their body is the R word, which I don't want to say because it triggers the channel, but any kind of negative astral entity have any kind of connection to the astral entities and they choose not to ascend, they're trying to jump and go to Mars because Mars is going into their 3D reality. I hope that made sense. That's how the esoteric world describes planets and Mars, and a possible presentation about why Elon is so interested in Mars. Okay. Shauna says Black Rock sits directly under Polaris. Wow. Heard we are under a quarantine to trap the Elohim or the bug, as Cliff High says, that have enslaved us, and that the barrier is protecting the other worlds from being corrupted. So that is a possible presentation here, because we got the energy of a grid and the dark elite. But maybe it was put on us by God so that there was a star seed block of, no, you can't come to our worlds. You can't come here. Joe D says, do you know why souls chose to come to Earth? Is there a purpose? That's a great question. Shauna replies, to love and develop, improve, learn our lessons, work off or remove our karma and that of our lineage. in my version at least. Yeah, every planet, souls incarnate into every different planet in order to learn certain things. Richard says, Jody, I believe the soul trap was taken down and higher dimensional beings are reincarnating to help raise the vibration at this time, at this end time opportunity to achieve a huge soul collective evolution. Yes. You know, I'm just going to get off of here and let you guys do this because your answers are just resonating with me. This is amazing. This is amazing. I should just bring you guys onto here. This is amazing. Yeah, I agree. Earth in its 3D reality has been originally to improve and to work on our life lessons. And now it's really changing to where we're getting ready to ascend. Incognito says souls came to Earth to party. We came to learn the 3D, pleasures. There's a lot of 3D food, food, love, passion. There's a lot of pleasures that entities can't feel. So now we're going to go into my deliverance ministry work. It's like an entity can't feel pleasures, the goodness of a drug high. They can't feel the pleasures of any kind of passion or love. They can't feel the pleasures of any kind of food, delicious food. So they became spirits to attach to people and create addictions so that those entities could fellowship with the human and feel those passions, when really in the higher realms of ascension, the pleasure of passion or the pleasure of food or even a high is just an elevated 5D, 6D feeling. That's like sort of, someone explained heaven once this way. When you have a best friend, you're like, I'm never going to leave my best friend. And you're in second grade and you're like, you're my best friend forever, BFFs. And you just feel like nothing can get any better than this best friend. And then you turn a teenager and you learn the young love, the puppy love, the love of first love, the first passion, the first love passion. And you're like, wow, I didn't know this existed. I thought everything was just perfect when I was in second grade with my best friend. And it's like those up levels of heaven of where it keeps getting better. And then you find that soulmate and the connection of working together and your life purpose, your mission with love and passion. And you're like, this is better than any first love, puppy love I felt in high school. And so that's how the ascension is. Ascension is every frequency is better and better and better. But a dark entity doesn't ascend into better frequencies, and it can't feel earth frequencies because it's not incarnated. So they literally possess and they attach to attachments so that they can feel those energies, which is why we have so much darkness in the realm of the P words, okay, with the realm of so much darkness. And why serial killers exist is because the highs and the addictions and the drugs and all that kind of darkness, even among the dark elite, it's a lot of times negative entities, and that's the only kind of feelings they can feel. So that's why they attach to humanity, as well as to feed off the energy it gives them life, but it's also their ability. So when souls incarnate into earth, it's to feel those beautiful puppy love feelings and the experiences of food and love and all this kind of connection and emotions on that second grade level. And then we are initiated into the higher levels of love and light. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so let's go ahead now and get to your questions. We have space is linear in some ways, but it's also dimensional. So I'm going to just leave that there because my brain can't wrap around it. Let's go ahead and get to your questions here. Elon Musk. Let's pull in. Does Elon Musk know about this plasma of Earth? We have astrology coming in. Does Elon Musk know about the true quality of Earth's plasma, stargates, portals, the true realm of the waters dividing the waters? So we have his higher self coming in. We have the 3D realm coming in. A journey there. He's learning. We have the protection in the earth lines. He's starting to learn about the energy of earth. So this is part of his soul mission, is actually to come here with a lot of technology. He's fated, he's destined to come here, to come with a lot of technology and actually to be on a journey to hit some roadblocks from the earth perspective and to begin exploring the properties of earth as they relate to AI, as they relate to energy, frequency, and vibration, which is why he is so fascinated with electricity and the electric car. That's part of his soul mission, has been to explore how to harness electricity. He's working on it. It's part of his mission. It's part of his plants, those factories, the Tesla. It's definitely a curiosity on his soul level. He's learning about Earth. Does he know about space? Does he know about space? I'm getting Earth. No. He knows about the quantum field and energy, okay? But his scientists know a little bit about the quantum field and energy. They're learning about it from a 3D perspective. But I believe a lot is hidden from him in that reality. Does he know about the astral realm? Difficult situation. I'm getting here, he was harnessed as a boy to actually be a tool, a vessel, a victim, not a victim, a messenger, you can say, a tool of the dark matrix to help increase it, to help solidify it, to help protect it, to help. He was actually, Elon Musk was not created, but he was groomed to solidify the dark matrix. His soul mission is to break out of that and learn about Earth's true nature. So he's starting to learn about Earth's true nature, energy, frequency, and vibration. Does he know about the astral realm? Magician, negative. Anything with the astral realm that he knows about is not a positive realm. This is some of the rituals that he did with his mother that are not positive for the earth realm. So the astral realm concerning the angels, he is not as familiar with the cosmic Palladians, but he is familiar with the dark kind of astral realm. And then Joe had a question here. Do you know why souls chose to come to Earth? Is there a purpose? Of course, those were very well answered, but let's just get some cards. Why do people come to Earth? The Sun card, look at that, incarnation, children. Oh, the Lover's card is the card underneath it, soul connections, to form actual soul connections with other people, to form ties and attachments, soul bonds, soulmates, lovers, to actually go through the whole process of having a brother, having a sister, having a mother, a father, a soul family, and then especially to learn the soul mates and to develop those good karmic ties, to do those negative karmic ties, to learn about karma, to learn about repercussions and your actions, your behavior. So if I marry this person, what's my life going to turn like? If I do this to this person, if I treat my family member this way, how will it affect me? To really learn human connections, people connections. Richard says, ask if our karma debt is also being forgiven at this time because we were in a trap or an unfair game, a rigged game. So a free pass if our hearts are pure. Great question. Our karma, is our karma being cleared if our hearts are pure? Okay, so we have the King of Pentacles here, which is the earth realm. We also have, that's the past energy, the energy of the kingdom. And then we have the Four of Pentacles and the block. So definitely some sort of block coming from that protection grid to clear our karma. But what I'm getting here from the block is not so much a block on our energy once we're in earth. I actually have the child card coming in, or the person card. Where it's hard to overcome our karma is it's hard to incarnate here. It's hard to incarnate and then to balance the karma. So there's a lot of souls that wish they could come here to earth. The future card, or the card here of further clarity, is 10 of Wands, which is a very heavy atmosphere. So it's very difficult to balance our karma. 9 of Cups is the wish fulfillment. So now we're getting into what happens. Not only is the energy here heavy, so it's hard to balance our karma, but it's also harder for souls to incarnate, or it was for souls to incarnate in order to balance karma. But now here's a wish fulfillment. The Lover's card again, those soul ties. So I'm hearing the message, you have to balance your own karma when it comes to soul relationships with other people. You actually have to go through the work with them, connect to them in this lifetime, and you can set that intention. I'm not getting that the karma related to our misdeeds is being held against us, but the karmas that we need to settle and that we need to focus on is our relationships to other people. I am not a karma expert, but I do know in the last 3 years, my relationships to other people, I've had to come across many people and learn lessons, sever myself from them if they're not good, connect to them if they are, develop a relationship in a much better, wholesome way. So Spirit's saying here, let's get further clarity on this karma. The Tower card, the breaking, the words, and the World card. So with these 2 cards, the message coming in is you have to clear your own karma using your words, your intentions, your affirmations, that anything negative leaves your life. So if you have karma with a person and you don't make the appropriate decisions, you don't use your words to either forgive them or to say no, to set up a boundary. Okay, let's just do that. We have the forgiveness side of healing relationships with people, and then we have the setting up of boundaries of you're not going to treat me that way. That's what's coming in here. That's our responsibility in this earth realm, is developing proper soul ties to our soul family, because that can't be done on the other side of the veil. What we do on earth transfers to the other side of the veil, and that's why we incarnate, and that's why forgiveness is so important. I always like to say, I forgive you, I release you, I let you go. You forgive me, you release me, you let me go. I forgive me, I release me, I let the old me go. And I just say that with anybody that I get frustrated with, some sort of ho'oponopono type of forgiveness. Even if you don't feel it, you just forgive. But then I'm also getting here setting boundaries, saying no, saying you can't treat me this way, which is why I feel, this is my opinion, the divorce rate is so high. Many people in the family Christian community say, look at how horrible our world is. The divorce rate and separation is so high. Sometimes it's just souls coming to earth to separate and to say, no, you're not going to treat me that way. No, we're not meant to be together lifetime after lifetime. Because when someone makes a promise to somebody and says, I will do this, I will love you till death do us part. Well, when you die, that contract is still existent. You have to break the contract in the earth realm. You can't break it in the higher realm. Somebody in the earth realm has to break it for it to be affected in the higher realm. And so some of the divorce rates or the separations, I just hold space for them. I don't judge them. I say this could be very well a karmic tie they needed to break. Yeah, I hope that helps. So in the areas of relationships, learning the lessons, yes. Now let's look at karma when it comes to our misdeeds. Misdeeds, like let's say we stole money or we did something against a person and we regret it. That's producing a lot of energy here a lot of options. I'm going to full spread on that. A lot of emotions. It produces emotional connection. What can you tell me about misdeeds? Okay, the misdeeds here, like negative actions toward other people, okay? Hurting other people produces karma. The energy here is coming in to help balance that out and to heal that out. And it's done through, but it is done on the earth plane. But it's an energy coming in to help balance out and forgive those misdeeds. But it needs to come to us when we're on the earth plane. It can't come when we're on the other side. We need to bring that energy and allow that ascension and those light codes, that ascension process to work on us with Christ energy or meditation or just choosing frequencies of love. Choosing the frequency of love and forgiveness helps heal those misdeeds or the emotion of having hurt someone else, the karma. Okay. Wow. A get out of jail free card for our generation. So when it comes to relationships, no, but we are getting a getting out of jail free card when it comes to past misdeeds. Ask if Elon is really Elon Musk. He was used by the good guys. He was already processed. Good question. Wait, you have some more questions on karma. Maybe karma can be cleared by learning to forgive others and forgive ourselves. Yes. Yes. And there's some ascension books that channel the ascension masters that teach this, that teach that when we forgive, we're balancing ourselves. It's not like we have to do anything. Can we do a blanket forgive, release, and let go statement for everyone to whom we have karmic ties? Yes. 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 And anytime, Spirit, I've done that. I've had to do that. I've written out papers and then burned them. I forgive everyone who's hurt me. I ask them to forgive me who I hurt. You can say it. You can write it out. You can simply set an intention. I adopt the frequency of forgiveness. But the cosmic beings want us to take responsibility because that's sovereignty. They want us to help them balance our karma. But most of us light workers have already balanced a lot of our karma. We have. This is a lot for the rest of the humans that are still here to learn. Is Elon Musk really Elon Musk? And then we have to go. We have the financial prediction cards right after this. If you wish to join me, find me on the link that says membership. You can join me for $9 a month or there's a yearly subscription. But if that doesn't resonate with you, don't worry. Trust that you receive everything you need. You can always ask me questions on the lives. All right, Elon Musk, are you who you really were? Oh, wow. So we have the card of a boy and the yes card as a boy, but then a lot of energetic interference. And here we have the Tower card. So something happened to his soul, a lot of energy, and the Devil card. So when he was young, he was a real human, but something happened to him energetically with some sort of negative beings that tried to hijack him. Again, I stand by what keeps coming through in the past, that he was taken over by the dark entities and tried to make into a vessel. But he's currently leaving that behind, and he's adopting a new energetic frequency and trying to regain back control of his DNA. I believe somehow his DNA or his life or his spiritual side was hijacked. Some sort of disruption to who he was as a soul, some sort of conflict, energetic conflict in his soul. And now he's trying to choose the light. He's trying to, but it is quite the process. It is quite the process. He's trying to leave behind some of that darkness. Well, Elon Musk is not his real name, neither first nor last name. Very, very, very interesting. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining me here today. I'm going to grab me some tea. I'm going to jump onto that Rumble link. If you were already a member, you should receive the link in your email. I try to send it out every morning when you remember to give you the reminder and a direct link as well. If not, thank you so much. So much love being with you. Thank you for being here. I will see you next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Please give me a thumbs up. Share the content to somebody that you're interested in. And the best place to watch me is on YouTube if you're watching me on Rumble or Facebook. And find me at the Violet Flame Global Shift. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much, everyone.